So FM23 is just around the corner, and thanks to the amazing people at Sports Interactive, I have been granted an early access copy of the game to take a look at one of these features. In this video, we are going to talk about the new feature of supporter confidence. Gone are the days where you are just judged by your board of directors with how things are going. Now we are going to receive feedback from supporters to let us know on a game-by-game basis how we're actually getting on the field, and it's going to be a very interesting one because some of these groups of supporters have a very heavy influence on the board, some of them not so much, but we're going to dive in today and break down this feature and hopefully answer the big question, the question that was on my mind as soon as it was announced. Is this feature dynamic? Will it change if we're promoted? Will it change if we're relegated? Will these groups of supporters get bigger as we progress up through the saves, through the divisions in our save? So we are going to dive in and take a look at things right here, right now. So guys, as you can see, we are in game. This is FM23 and we are AFC Wimbledon. It had to be Wimbledon, didn't it? As we have Football Manager on the shirt. But I do have to stress, this is an alpha build of FM23. This is not the version that will be released when the beta does come out. This is definitely not the version that will be released on the 8th of November when the full game is released. Thank you to the people at Sports Interactive for granting me this access so that we can review this feature directly for you guys. So we are with AFC Wimbledon. We are in Sky Bet League 2, and you will find this new supporter confidence feature in the Club Vision section. So if we go into the Club Vision, you can kind of see some stuff that you will be used to in here, so such as the board vision in the top left hand corner. Obviously we've got certain objectives, break even in the transfer market. They also want me to work within the wage budget as well, and also only give a maximum of 2-year contracts for players over the age of 30. Then we move a little bit further down the screen on the left hand side, and we have the 5-year plan. This has been slightly altered. Obviously this gives you the list of objectives, but now it is tabbed season by season rather than the big long list. It's just a nice little quality of life change, a little bit of a UI change, and personally I actually quite like it. I like to be able to see things individually rather than the big long list that was in FM22. Moving on to the right hand side of the screen, we have the board feedback as well and some of the board culture. In this particular instance at AFC Wimbledon, they do not want us to sign players over the age of 32 for the team. They want us to sign players based in England and develop players using the club's youth system. This is the board culture that they are trying to instill in me as a manager. But next to that, we have the supporters tab here, which is direct supporter feedback. So there is a supporter culture at the club, which is to develop players using the club's youth system, play direct football, make the most of set pieces, and play attacking football. There are some supporter expectations as well, which is be competitive against Milton Keynes Dons if we ever come up against them in competition. Obviously MK Dons are in Sky Bet League 1, AFC Wimbledon sadly in Sky Bet League 2, but if we were to come up against them, the supporters will be expecting me to put in a good show, and they also want me to gain promotion to Sky Bet League 1 throughout the course of the season. We've got a couple of extra tabs along here. If we go onto the board tab, just whilst we're here, AFC Wimbledon, obviously you can see the board of directors, the chairperson and the other 2 directors. Also lists the board culture in here. A request data for any board requests that have been done and anything that is active, and you can also adjust the budget in here as well. But the more important one for me, especially for this video, is the supporters tab. Now this one has a little bit of a breakdown. On the right hand side you can see some stuff. You can see the last matches that we've had. You can see some of the other stuff, rivals, favoured personnel who are currently at the club, and the finances as well. But we're going to take a look at the supporter profile and all the stuff on the left hand side of the screen. So as you can see, according to Football Manager, they AFC Wimbledon have a 13% hardcore fan base, which if we scroll over the eye, hardcore supporters are the most loyal and passionate section of the fan base. They've got 13% hardcore, 32% core, 31% family, 4% fair weather, 2% corporate, and 18% casual. Now my main thing is this going to change? I hope this changes, and we will be addressing that today. Some of the other stuff that we're going to be taking a look at: Wimbledon have a very high influence on the board of directors, so if you upset the supporters, maybe by selling a star player, you may have some extra questions to answer from your board of directors. We've also got a social media following, 54.5 thousand media, it just says followers. I assume that's a combination of all social media platforms. And we also have 4,500 season ticket holders. We've also got a little bit of the supporter culture and expectation, which we have touched on, which was on the overview, but it's in here as well, so you can keep an eye on everything all at one time. Now, what I want to do and what I want to find out, does this change? This is going to be the interesting question. As you play through a save, is things going to change in this area? Is your hardcore fan base going to go up? Is your casual fan base going to go down the more you're going to get promoted? Is your season ticket holder values going to go up through the roofs, obviously impacting your bottom line and how much money your club makes by getting supporters into the ground, getting their ticket receipts in through the door, and we move forward. So this is about to start the season in Sky Bet League 2. I'm going to play through a season off camera, and we're going to come back and look at things next season where this says based on the club's global supporter base 2023-2024. So flash forward a season and we were crowned champions of Sky Bet League 2, and we also managed to get a nice little run in the cup, advancing all the way through to the 4th round, which is pretty good for a team in Sky Bet League 2. So I'm hoping that has some impact on this supporter confidence feature. The one thing, the main thing we are all asking ourselves, is this dynamic? And if I jump into the page, hopefully we have some answers. So taking a look at things as we are about to start the next season, you can see first and foremost that it is now based on the club's global supporter base for this season, 2023-2024. The percentage of hardcore fans has stayed the exact same. That is still 13%. However, I have noticed that the core fan base has increased to 33%. We've taken a percentage away from the casual fan. Last season, that was 18%. Now it's 17%. The core has increased a percent as well, which is absolutely massive. Going to show that this feature is dynamic. It will change. It will fluctuate. If you are being successful, if you're doing well on the pitch, you will see these numbers alter as your save moves forward. Some of the other stuff I've noticed as well, guys, the social media following is now at 106,000 followers, which is absolutely huge. It's almost doubled, to be perfectly honest. Obviously that could potentially be down to the run in the FA Cup, a deeper run, and also the number of season ticket holders is increased as well. It is now 5,247. Last season it was 4,500, so obviously that is going to impact the amount of money coming into this club via gate receipts, season tickets, and all that good stuff. It's so nice and so refreshing to see this feature is dynamic. I was expecting it to come into the game and be static for this year's edition, and then obviously be dynamic and altered and improved for next season. I am absolutely ecstatic that this is a dynamic feature. Some of the other stuff has changed as well. The supporter culture and expectation, some of that has altered as well. They wanted me to develop players using the club's youth system, and they are delighted with that because I wanted the supporters to like me in this video, so I tried to adhere to everything that they wanted me to do. They also wanted me to play direct football, make the most of set pieces, and play attacking football. They transferred over from last season. They were there then, but now they want me to play counter-attacking football. Now this could be because we've been promoted. We are no longer considered one of the best teams in the division, so maybe they understand that and they're on my side, and they kind of understand that we may need to play on the counter. Because we've been promoted, we are in the same division as our rival MK Dons, and because of that rivalry, they want me to be competitive against MK Dons. It's realised that we are going to play them at least twice this season in league action, so they want me to be competitive, whereas last time it was just like, if you are going to play them, please just try and be competitive. Now we're in the same division, they want that, and they're expecting us to be competitive, and they also want me to remain in Sky Bet League 1 this season. As I've mentioned, I am so happy that this is a dynamic feature, guys. Please do let me know down in the comments what you guys think of this dynamic feature, the club supporter confidence. I think it's a brilliant addition. You get to see things, how they progress. I'm going to be doing a one club save as my main save this year on FM23, so I'm looking forward to seeing how this looks at the start of the save versus how this looks at the end of the save, and hopefully you can see the impact that you've had on that club as a manager. As I mentioned though, guys, please do let me know down in the comments what you think of this one, and whilst you're down there, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, because there is going to be an abundance of FM23 content coming out over the coming weeks. But if you've not had enough of your FM23 fix, there is a playlist out right now where some of the other creators in the space are basically taking a look at some of the other features. That is going to be on screen right now, guys, so please do go and check that out.